Hello.
Hello, lovely people. Hi, everyone.
As so often happens, we're finishing our breakfast.
It's just kind of what we do here.
It's just kind of what we do here.
Maybe the light is too much.
We're a little overexposed.
Yeah, fix that.
How's that?
Much better.
Is this better? Are we nicer to look at? We are. We're good. Hi. All right. Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Marina, you will get an exorcism soon.
Indeed.
Indeed. What's up, everybody?
Indeed.
Indeed. What's up, everybody?
Hello. Today's going to be really fun because we have a lot of new people
got new
joining
people.
us. We have new people. So this is fun. Hi, Mom.
Hi, DeRay. We've also got a lot of our old friends coming back to say hi. So hi,
Indeed.
everyone who knows us. We love you. Hi, everyone who doesn't know us yet. We love you too.
First and foremost, yes, we did change our name.
Indeed.
Everything has changed names now.
Indeed. We are now officially City M Productions.
That is our
Which is-
actual production company name. And
Like-
what we will continue to operate under
Indeed.
from here into eternity.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, right?
So yeah, I mean, honestly, like, first of all, we've been completely thrilled by the amount of attention that Dawn has gotten the past few days.
Yeah.
I cannot
Yeah,
believe it's already
that's
up to
awesome.
18,000 views. I think that's faster than What If.
What if got 15,000 in the first week?
Yeah, so it's officially gotten more views in the first week than What If did, which is crazy.
We also didn't have a fan base for What If.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. It's like, thanks everyone.
Hmm.
Like, you all made that happen. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's amazing to us. The comments have been overwhelmingly positive. Those of you who were outraged, we'll answer your questions too.
Indeed. Indeed.
Because you know, we're here to outrage people, honestly.
I don't know if Dawn was happy. Was Dawn happy?
I
I don't know that I would say it was happy.
would argue Dawn was like less tragic in that sense. Like, okay, I don't know. I would say Dawn had a more hopeful vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So you could argue it was happier than What If in that extent. It depends. It really depends on how you feel, you know? Unicorn Frenzy, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, obviously not everyone likes Dawn.
Yeah.
The vast majority of people do.
Indeed, we appreciate
So thank
that.
you, everyone.
And for the record, everybody who didn't like it, we can like. For most people, have been very, very respectful. Like even people that didn't like it, we've kind of talked back and forth with them, and they've.
Oh yeah.
Like we've really been very pleased with all of the criticism and the praise that we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
The kidnapping scene. Should I just start by talking about the most obvious?
First, before that,
Okay.
somebody said, "What made you change your name?"
Oh,
We didn't have a production company
yeah.
before, and we do now.
Yeah. City M Productions is a production company. We are an actual
Licensed
business. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Which is a pretty big deal, by the way. Like we just kind of just said that, but like yeah, like City M Productions is an actual thing.
Mhm.
We exist, which is crazy to me. So,
Yeah.
we're going to be making all of our future projects, of which there will be many, under that name.
Indeed. So now we can just talk about Dawn.
Indeed. So I guess, I want to kind of start with the ending because that's what most people had questions about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is your last warning if you're watching this live stream and you have not seen Dawn yet for some reason. Spoilers from here on out. Huge spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the ending of Dawn, where they get kidnapped after the play.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do something different with Damon because I really liked his character in the game, but I felt like there could just be more there.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to pull, like, as we've kind of said before, but you now understand, early scripts for Dawn were very Nathan centric. I actually ended up cutting a lot of Nathan content that I originally wrote into the film.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of having it be kind of a dual arc for Chloe and Nathan was always there because I really, their characters obviously mirror each other, in that they one ends up killing the other. So I really wanted to show how Nathan gets to where he is and how Chloe gets to where she is, how she gets her confidence and Nathan unfortunately gets his. And I had the idea that because we don't really have the Jefferson character in our universe,
I'm eating a bagel. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Because we don't have really the Jefferson character in our canon.
Mm-hmm.
Why not make Damon, who's the big bad of this film, be the person that kind of plants that last little bug in his ear?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so yes, it's definitely a purposeful dark room reference.
Right.
But also I tried to make it its own thing. And I don't know, I really just felt like it was a way that I could kind of give people that wanted the dark room scene
mm-hmm.
what they wanted, but also still kind of make it distinctly our own thing.
Right.
And yeah, I also just really wanted to give people an ending they didn't expect.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do something a little bit different because that's what we do. Like with What If, having Max be with Chloe as she dies and having, the photo and all of that. Mm-hmm. I never really wanted these to just be carbon copies of the games. I wanted them to be their own thing that were inspired by and an homage to the games. And I know that some people were angry about the ending of Dawn. But
no, Rachel does not live in our canon. If you've seen What If, you know that.
Yeah. Rachel still dies. Like, that was always just something that was in the back of my mind. Is like, right. Even as I was writing the script, I remember saying to Shelby multiple times, like, I'm so sad writing this because Rachel still dies.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm purposely not reading comments right now while I'm saying all this, and then I'll go back and read comments again.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. I'm watching them.
Cool. But it's like, yeah, I didn't want to shy away from the fact that is ultimately the end of this story. But I also didn't want to show it. Like, I, too, was very bummed out in the game when it mm-hmm. shows, Rachel in the dark room. That really disturbed me. So
but it doesn't show that.
Well, okay, but
it insinuates it.
Right, it insinuates it. I wanted to do something kind of equally disturbing, but a little bit more
on the nose.
Oh yeah, just a little bit more like on the nose with the character of Nathan. Show his transformation fully. Mm-hmm. So I'm proud of the ending. I genuinely respect that some people didn't care for it, and I understand people that just said, "Oh, you're pandering and just giving people that wanted the dark room scene." It's like, well,
we actually didn't get anybody that said that. We had a lot of people say we didn't pander enough.
Well, that too. Well, no, we had a couple
frustrating.
We had a couple people say that we shoehorned the dark room scene in, which I
Fair.
Disagree with.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I wanted to do in the film regardless. But also a lot of people said that
the barn scene still happens in the game.
Yeah.
We just shifted the context.
Honestly, I'm not going to focus on the negatives this whole time, but I just wanted to address this early.
Oh, no.
And then a lot of people actually said that they wish we would have given it a happier ending. Or they wish that the relationship between Rachel and Chloe would have been portrayed differently, or things like that. It's like, Rachel and Chloe are clearly in a relationship in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
They are dating,
mm-hmm.
but they're 16, and I wanted to portray it as a, honest, like everyone's first relationship is awkward,
mm-hmm.
and you don't really know what you're doing. And yeah, there's that level of like, oh my god, what am I doing, and how's this gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to show that. They're 16. And I wanted it to be kind of cute and funny, but also real and genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to give it a happy ending, because it doesn't have a happy ending.
Right.
Like, it's just, I didn't want to change it just because I could. I felt like changing the story to give it a happy ending would have been dishonest to the way that this story goes.
Right.
You know, Rachel and Chloe still have years together after the end of this story, but ultimately we know what happens.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose to end it the way that I did. I don't know what people have been saying now.
No. Yeah. I mean, there's just a lot of things that we did that people are commenting on. We are in the U.S. Somebody asked what country we're from. United States. A couple of people have said the reference to the farewell episode. You've talked about that. That was kind of our big surprise that we were trying to really keep under wraps from people. And actually, this month's giveaway, that tape will be included in it.
Indeed.
So you can own that little broken cassette tape. Nothing's actually recorded on it. And also it's broken, so it wouldn't play regardless. But you can win that this month. But yeah. It was fun and heartbreaking to record that.
Yeah.
Some people have mentioned the fact that we killed off Sarah, because the game does not do that.
Yeah, that was okay. That's actually another thing.
Yeah.
I thought Sarah was dead the first time I played the game. I genuinely thought that it was like a ghost scene when Chloe was talking to her, and I was kind of surprised and a little disappointed when she wasn't, because it just seemed like, okay, if somebody had been off heroin for that long and then got injected with a huge syringe of it, you would die almost certainly. And I liked the idea of, like, maybe she's a ghost, maybe she's not. And I know nobody else thought that, but I did. And I really wanted to introduce a semi-supernatural element into the movie without, like, just outright doing it. So, yeah, I decided that in this canon, Sarah would die. And it lended a little bit of mysteriousness to Chloe's visions, dreams, you know. Yeah, so it was something that was just kind of a reflection on the game, right? I genuinely felt like, shouldn't Sarah be dead? Like, I don't know, it bothered me.
Yeah.
And I really didn't even mean that as a critique. It was just like from my own standpoint. It was just something that kind of stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
And again, I wanted to do things that ardent fans wouldn't expect, you know? So. I would say, though, Connor, that I don't know if Chloe really understands that she can see ghosts. I think she just kind of is like, yeah, just every once in a while I have these weird dreams or like things like that. But also maybe Rachel didn't appear to her. Maybe for whatever reason she denied it. I mean, I always have kind of gotten the impression that Chloe knows something happened to Rachel. Just doesn't know what. But, and again, it's meant to be ambiguous. It's meant to just be something that's kind of a spooky little side thing for the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'm wording this right, but...
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I don't think Chloe, like, knowingly has psychic powers. I think that it's just something that occasionally happens to her.
I'm gonna blow my nose, guys. Sorry. Did you guys just wake up? No. We've been awake for a while. We just haven't eaten yet. It is still fairly early in the day. It's noon. It's not. It's noon. But that's okay.
She actually does smoke cigarettes. In both Before the Storm and Life is Strange, Chloe smokes cigarettes and weed. But
Peyton never, like, smokes in Dawn, though.
No, Peyton doesn't smoke.
Mads does, so Mads did.
Cigarettes, not weed.
No, the weed wasn't real. Oh, you were frustrated by the blue hair extension instead of the dye. There's a couple of reasons that we did the extension. One, we felt it was a sweeter tie-in with the farewell episode.
We felt like it would look like a cute thing that they had when they were like 11.
Right.
That was like a costume thing.
Right.
And I just thought it would be kind of a cute addition. But there was also a practical reason.
Yeah.
In that the schedule did not allow us to jump between scenes, like to film linearly, where we could dye her hair and then film all the scenes where her hair is dyed.
Right.
So we needed a way to be able to remove it and add it back on again. And counting on being able to wash it out every night was not reliable.
No.
Because her hair was already dyed to Chloe's color.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a creative solution for us to be able to shoot around the fact that her hair wasn't dyed.
Right.
But we didn't want to pretend it was dyed and have it actually be an extension because it's obvious it's an extension. So we just decided to show that.
Yeah. Yeah, there tips for acting? That's broad. I mean, I can give a few. I've been acting for so long and I've had so many different teachers throughout the years. I guess my only advice would be, oh God, find opportunities to do it and don't stay in the same place for too long. Like, go different places. Don't just say, well, this is my theater, this is my group of people, and this is who I'm going to act with, because you learn more through diversity than you will staying in one place. And don't rely on one person to help guide you, because it takes a village in anything. Let's talk about the green machine. Okay, let's talk about the full story behind the green machine. Frank's green bus that he drives in the movie. You guys are asking so many questions. Bless your little hearts.
We will scroll back through. So the green machine...
handling rejection. Casey, I will definitely talk about that. Yeah. Green machine handling actor rejection.
So originally we wanted it to be a full-sized RV, but that just proved very, very complicated.
That is like the one thing for months that we tried and tried and tried and tried and tried to get an RV, and it was
just
impossible.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
So the green machine belongs to my 6th grade teacher, who I still know and still occasionally am in contact with because he's a ridiculously cool person. So I contacted him and I said, hey, I need something that looks like, a bus that somebody could be living in or an RV. And I thought of the green machine. Because I just thought it's cool, it's different, it's something that is distinct.
Being the name of the green Volkswagen VW bus.
Indeed. So he was super cool about it, and he let us use it multiple times, and for a long time.
For days,
yeah. For days.
Which was awesome.
And yeah, it was so fun. It was so fun to have that in the movie.
It was so hard to figure out how to drive it at first.
Yeah, because it's a stick shift.
The door wouldn't open.
It's not even that it's janky, it's just that it's old.
It's really, really old.
So it's like it has quirks.
And it's original.
Yeah.
From the 70s.
Yeah, it's an actual German Volkswagen VW bus.
Right.
And anybody who has an old vehicle knows old vehicles have their quirks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we're not insulting the green machine. We love the green machine.
Right.
But it was just like making it so that like when Cassie struggles with opening the door in
Matt's
the movie.
Here. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Matt plays Frank. Hello, Matt. We
Matt,
didn't know how to put it in reverse. No, we did not.
No, we did not. We had to push it once.
We did. We had to push it a couple times.
Matt, for those of you that don't know, played Frank in Dawn, and he kind of jumped in at the last minute for us and did an amazing job.
Like a week before we started, I want to say.
Yeah, and
which was awesome.
He also figured out how to drive the green machine, so...
That's a feat in and of itself.
In and of itself. But yeah, so it was a really cool set piece. And I thought that it would just kind of, again, give Dawn something that was a little bit distinct from the game.
Yeah.
So.
And find the hidden beans.
Oh yeah, also there are hidden beans.
We put beans just everywhere we could in
everywhere
that
in every machine.
So find the hidden beans. A couple of people have asked, how did we film the fire scene?
Well, we lit a tree on fire.
We lit an actual tree on fire.
Now, okay, so now that I've said the fun thing.
Real fire.
I'll elaborate.
Yeah.
We actually filmed that on Peyton's property. She lives there with her boyfriend, Blue, who is credited in the movie as pyrotechnics expert.
Correct.
And they have it's like a farm property. So they have like burn barrels and things like that, and they have this huge forest. So that whole
They have
scene,
like hundreds of acres of property.
yeah, it's insane. So we filmed that in the woods behind their property. Which is their property.
Yeah, it was real fire.
We didn't go into public woods and do this. This was their
No,
property. We had their permission.
It's private property that we were
And
on.
Will brought Blue brought fuel and a bunch of fire extinguishers. And we shot it twice. Very controlled set. Like the fire literally did not burn for longer than you see it in the movie.
No, seriously, it didn't.
Yeah. Like we even checked, there were no burn marks on anything because it never even got through the fuel.
No.
So it was all done very, very carefully. Do not try it at home.
Oh my God.
Blue
no.
knew what he was doing.
We laid down just enough fuel to get the whoosh, and that's it.
That's it.
Like
it burned off instantly. That's why the shot isn't longer. I wish it could have been, but it was.
And everything was wet enough.
Yeah, we filmed it right after rain.
Burn.
So. Yeah, it's. Do not try that at home. Do not try that affect yourselves. We would not have done that if Blue had not said that he knew what he was doing with it and proven that he knew what he was doing with it.
Like we didn't say to them,
it wasn't
hey,
our
can we
idea
set your
to like
forest on fire. No, they were like, hey, do you guys want to come down and do this?
Yeah.
It's like,
so
yes,
this isn't something
you.
that you should just try in your indie films at home,
no,
unless you are with somebody who knows what they're doing. Because we did not know what we were doing. We were just there.
No, we did not.
That being said, they did an incredible job with that effect, and it makes the movie so much more realistic than it would have been if I would have had to make digital fire.
Right.
So.
Yeah. A lot of people are asking, oh, good question, Matt. What was one of the hardest scenes to film?
Ooh.
I mean, the thing is, different scenes were hard to film for different reasons. Location-wise, it was really hard to film the hallway scene.
I have one immediately.
Oh.
The scenes in Drew and Mikey's dorm room and the hallway scenes with Damon and Drew and Chloe. That apartment that we filmed that in was weirdly difficult to light. Like it was so big and our lights weren't strong enough.
Yeah.
So it was just so frustrating trying to get that scene well lit. Like out of every scene, and honestly, it's not even a difficult scene technically, but just oh my god, it was frustrating trying to get that apartment lit.
And it's such a narrow space that we had to cram so many people into. Getting angles was really hard. Yeah.
Because there's certainly scenes that are technically, like the fire scene and the kidnapping scene are all technically more difficult, but those scenes were just fun because they were crazy.
Yeah. It was really tight, Casey. Yeah.
Yeah. So that scene was the one that sticks out in my mind is just like, oh my god, like we were just so tired and ready to be done at the end of that day because it was also really hot in there.
It was kind of hot.
It was really warm in the apartment.
Yeah.
So that scene sticks out in my mind. That's a really good question, Matt.
Yeah. Knocking out Chloe too. After the Tempest play, we had a little trouble just kind of getting the right angle on that. We didn't really take out the after the play scene, and that's what we just kind of started to talk about. We didn't take out the after the play scene. We shifted the timeline of it, so technically that happens as they're going to Rachel's house for the first time.
Yeah. And I don't want to comment on it a lot because I've gotten a lot of critiques that we've watered down the kiss scene. But I guess I'll name a couple of factors and I'm not going to go into it too heavily because this isn't something that I want to focus on. I don't think that the level of physical intimacy should determine how valid the relationship was. But
Al Bay, thank you.
Woo! It came down to what we thought made sense for the emotion of the scene itself because they're both in a very dark place at the time. It came down to the comfort level of the actors at the time. Because you have to understand, they're not actually dating. And like
they didn't know each other for the movie.
And so I don't,
so it's not like they're best friends.
Yeah. And they're playing 16-year-olds. And I just thought back to, again, my first kiss was super awkward. And it wasn't a romantic makeout session under a light at night while ash rained down.
And while that's beautiful in the context of the game, it's just not realistic.
Yeah. So it wasn't meant to be any less intimate or less romantic. It was just meant to be just kind of sweet and realistic. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to defend it because I don't feel like it needs to be defended.
No.
It is what it is. And it certainly wasn't an attempt on our part to water down or make it less
no.
Yeah.
No. And we have gotten people that really, really, really didn't like that. Yeah. And that's fine. That's your opinion. If you needed it to be more than it was, I'm sorry. But we did what we had to do to keep everyone on set comfortable.
Indeed.
Because that's the most important thing.
Which, I'm not sorry for that.
No. God, no. Not at all. Somebody asked, how come Two Truths and a Lie wasn't on a train? Well, first of all, do you want to get us a moving train to film on?
We'd love it.
Because we'd love to.
We didn't want to hop a train.
Didn't work out.
And I didn't want to just film it on a stationary train because, one, there aren't a lot of that around. Two, it's still...
There are some.
Still illegal, though. And we could still easily get caught.
Technically, the filming on the train tracks that we've done for the last two movies
Very
is
illegal.
But it's fine.
But it's fine. We're not the only ones to...
But we filmed it on train tracks. You
yes.
can't really see it, but it's the same train tracks from What If.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes you feel any better.
Which was in my mind, because I thought, okay, maybe that's why Chloe brings Max there, and that's, her place.
Simple.
That's where she went with Rachel.
Low-key law-breaking, yeah.
Yeah, that's just filming, honestly.
It is. That's just filming. Where did you guys film the school scene? Not at the same school.
Mm-hmm.
We actually filmed it at, a local arts center. Because they were incredibly gracious and let us just have free reign of their building.
Yeah, literally they didn't care.
No.
And it was super,
they were just
cool.
Don't block the entrances. Don't be too loud. Go nuts.
Which we kind of did both. But
we kind of did both of those things, but they also didn't
care. To be fair, you can't see it, but every time somebody was walking toward the building, we would cut, everyone would move, and we'd let people in, and then we'd keep filming.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, Iowa doesn't have film permits.
No.
You don't need a permit to film in Iowa. You just sort of ask a location, and if they're okay with it, you're good to go.
It's one of those things that makes it more and less difficult to make movies here, because on one hand, it's you don't need a film permit to make a movie, but also you're at the discretion of everybody who owns a location. If they don't want you to film there, you won't film there.
Right.
And we get more no's than yeses, I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah.
Golly nuggets is something that Peyton actually says.
So we put it in the movie.
I heard her say that, and I said, well, that is going in the movie. So I thought it'd be funny if she said that after James Amber yelled at her to not swear. So I was like, well, that should just be what she says.
Golly nuggets. I dropped my fork.
Yeah. I can't take credit for golly nuggets.
No, golly nuggets is just a Peytonism. Which is awesome. A lot of people are asking, are we going to have bloopers and behind the scenes?
Hopefully.
Yes, it's so hard to, you have to understand that it'll take as much time to edit a behind the scenes video as it takes to edit the movie, which is months, because you have to dig through all that footage and find the good shit and put it in a nice order. And
we're already working on other projects, which we'd rather get out to you because they're cool.
However, we still have all the footage from both What If and Dawn.
I'm not deleting it. We have it.
So if and when we do make a blooper video, it will now be for What If and Dawn collectively.
Indeed.
It is something we want to do. Rest assured. Golly nuggets.
Golly nuggets.
Can we get a photo of Peyton and Shelby? There's quite a few of them on the Instagram page.
Ooh, how did you come up with the scene where David hits Chloe?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, that kind of happens in the first game. Mm-hmm. There's a scene, if Max doesn't come out and defend Chloe when David yells at her for having the pot in her room, David slaps her.
Right.
But I also, there's a lot in this movie, a lot in Dawn, that is very much about, like, toxic masculinity and kind of the casual violence that some men perpetrate. You know, on a scale of Damon to someone like David, who is genuinely well intentioned. So I really, I don't know. It was literally just as I was writing that argument scene that just kind of happened. Like, I don't really plan. This sounds dumb, but you have to understand. Like, I don't really plan out what I write. I sit down and I write, and then I rewrite, and I rewrite, and I rewrite. So I was writing the scene, and they were in each other's faces screaming at each other, and it just seemed like that's where that was going. And I just really wanted to focus because that is something that a lot of kids have dealt with or have gone through. And I do think that, you know, again, the first game shows that clearly that is something that has happened on at least one occasion with Chloe and David.
Right.
And I also wanted to use it as like...
No, the actor did not actually slap Peyton.
No, God no.
God no. But
like, I'm glad you think it is.
Think that, yeah.
No, he did not actually touch her at all.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to use that not as a breaking point, but as something that they would discuss later on.
Right.
And it gives David's reflections on that don't obviously condone his actions, but it gives you more insight onto what led him to do such a terrible thing as hitting a 16-year-old kid.
Right.
So yeah, it was just something that I wanted, again, to give the movie something different and to give David a little bit more, I don't want to say more character, because I do think he has a lot of character in Before the Storm, but to give him just something different, to show something a little bit different that reflected on a lot of the same things as the game.
Right.
I didn't really want to do the war photo thing because I just felt like that was in the game, and I didn't want to copy everything. So I wanted something different to happen that would kind of lead to the same conflict and resolution.
Right. Oh gosh, there's so many questions. So many good questions. People have said, oh, Rachel breaking the mug. Yes, she actually breaks that mug. And yes, the blood that you see in the rest of that scene is her blood. That's real.
It didn't happen when she broke the mug. It actually happened in a take that you don't see. The tape where she's like, you know, you lying motherfucker, that whole thing. She got so mad while saying that she squeezed the broken mug in her hand and cut it. She was totally fine after actually breaking the mug. She cut herself recording the subsequent take. Yeah. And when that happened, we were like, okay, well, let's get a shot of that, make it look like it happened when you broke the mug, and it will just add to the dramatic aspect of the scene. So, yeah, the cut is real.
So, yes.
She was not badly hurt. It didn't need stitches or anything like that.
She was fine. We wouldn't have kept filming if she wasn't fine. That's some Django Unchained shit.
Yeah, right? It's we actually made that joke. It was like, oh, now it's like Leo DiCaprio in Django Unchained. Yeah.
Indeed. Somebody keeps asking about how we filmed the fire scene. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
So you can watch this back and get that.
It's a big same. Big time? Big time? I can't read. Big time. I love it. I just love that as a exclamation.
We try.
You do try.
We do try. Oh shoot. What
Real fire, real blood, yeah.
We try.
That should be our slogan.
Oh. My god, my short-term memory is shit.
It was actually really, really funny at the time.
Car scene.
Because here's how it went. And I'm just going to be honest about this. She cut her hand. Peyton noticed that she cut her hand. Immediately started reaching for a napkin to give her to soak up the blood. And I was like, wait, Cassie, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I didn't realize I cut it. I was like, wait, don't do anything yet. Let me get a shot of this. And Peyton just gave me the most genuinely horrified look of like, what is wrong with you? And it's like, it looked good for the scene.
Can't go for those things.
She wasn't badly hurt. If she had been badly hurt, of course I would have stopped filming. But it's my job. Yeah. It's my job. I'm just trying to do my job to make everything look as good as possible. I didn't want her to have an unexplained cut.
So, couple things real quick. Somebody asked earlier about injuries on set, and that is one of them, so we can kind of segue into that. And somebody asked about scenes we did not include. So we'll start with injuries on set. Peyton was a banana. Like, everything she touches
we filmed
bruises her.
The kidnapping scene the day before we filmed the Tempest scene.
Yeah.
And all those times where she is like slamming herself against the wooden post behind her was very real. And
yeah,
very disturbing to watch in person, frankly.
Indeed.
But yeah, it was.
Peyton acted the hell out of that scene.
That scene. We have fucking nothing but good things to say about Peyton.
Peyton also cut her ankle really bad in the junkyard on a piece of rusty metal.
Yeah.
Which made us very scared.
Indeed. I don't even remember how that happened. I think that was even between takes, wasn't it?
She just tripped over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tripped over something that was sticking out of the ground. Yeah, I'm glad that she didn't get tetanus, because that was a concern.
That one we stopped and immediately cleaned the wound, and we had a first aid kit on set, and we dressed it.
I doctored that wound.
She sure did.
Real fast. She's a little accident prone.
Yeah.
Well,
not even that. I think it was just
really. That junkyard is just full of just shit
hazards
sticking out of the ground.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And it was muddy and slippery the entire time we were there.
Black eye on Chloe. There was never a black eye on
Chloe.
Chloe.
There was never a black eye on Chloe.
So you might be referring to natural dark circles that most people have under their eyes. I don't know.
It was also a very long filming schedule.
Very long filming schedule. Okay, so any key scenes that you changed on the fly?
Good question. I feel like yes, but I'm trying to think of what.
Definitely.
Key scenes that we changed on the fly. Matt has asked another good question if we had any scenes that were like written one way and then changed to something different.
I don't think so for this one. We did for What If.
As the best example, like this one was pretty much from the script.
We really did our best to get everything organized ahead of time to the best of our ability.
There's one thing. The dialogue between James Amber and and Sarah. Originally, it was a kiss in the script. And somebody, I don't even remember who it was.
Yes, it's the same junkyard location from What If.
Yes. Somebody just randomly brought up, like, you know, oh, I wonder how that conversation really went between them. We decided, what if it wasn't that they were kissing? What if he was threatening her? So that changed kind of on the fly. But the best example I have of a scene that changed on the fly out of necessity is in What If. The pool scene was written into the script in What If, and we couldn't find a pool. So, like, literally 2 days before filming, I completely, top to bottom, rewrote that scene
and
made it into the tree carving scene.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the best example I have of that. That's a really good question. If I think of anything else for Dawn, I'll say it, but I can't think of anything else.
No, we didn't have to change a whole lot.
No.
The farewell reference was not in the script. No. So we recorded my part of that like 2 weeks or a week before the movie came out.
Yeah.
So no, that was not like written into the script. The farewell reference should be in there, but the actual lines that I say on the tape are not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the farewell reference is not in there because farewell came out after we wrote the script.
Oh, you're
right. The
right,
farewell reference was added before filming, but it was not in the script.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that changed on the fly, but it did change post script being written.
Right. That's a good point. That's true. I hadn't thought about that. So, okay. Have Mads and Peyton met? No. Mads lives in a faraway land.
A faraway land.
Doing cool shit.
Indeed. Digging up Viking artifacts and basically being Indiana Jones.
Indeed. So we didn't include the firewalk scene, and we didn't include the hospital, and we didn't include...
Yes.
There was something else somebody said that we didn't include. Why?
Firewalk scene got cut early. Honestly, it was kind of just like...
It was in the very first draft.
It was in the very first draft. And then it was like, do we really want to organize an entire concert?
Well, no, it was more like 20 pages later, we were still at the concert.
Yeah.
It was like, this is too much.
Yeah, we couldn't make it work for the movie, so we just had to cut that.
Yeah.
The hospital scene was, again, I decided to kind of substitute.
everything with Chloe's truck. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
The truck, again, was just time. Yeah, I just didn't feel like... I
and
liked
that's
it,
our
but...
bottle scene.
See, I don't mind the truck
I
scene, though.
hate the truck scene.
I like
oh
the
my
truck
God.
scene, but I
I like the cute little thing where she, like, finds all the bits and bobs to put
Yeah.
in the truck. I hate, like, let's fix a truck.
Fair.
I don't know. It bores me.
The stabbing Rachel in the hospital thing... The stabbing Rachel on the hospital scene. Again, I just wanted to focus more on the kidnapping scene that we added into the end of the game. And also, filming in a hospital is difficult.
Impossible.
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 I'm sorry, that was meant to be sarcasm. We would never be allowed to film in a hospital.
We would never be allowed to film in a hospital.
And I did not want to, like, think about trying to make a place look like a hospital.
No.
So that was kind of never even really considered, honestly.
So that's why we made Frank a field medic.
Indeed.
So that he can just patch everyone up himself.
Yeah. And that was another thing, is I wanted to give another element to the relationship between Frank and Damon. So we made Frank a field medic, and Damon and Frank both vets.
Yeah. Oh God, lots and lots of questions, lots and lots and lots of questions, so many questions. Was Mikey a girl in the movie? No, the actor that played Mikey is non-binary, and so Mikey is non-binary.
Indeed.
They still call themselves brothers, I think, in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You just got here the Damon Jefferson plot twist we kind of talked about.
Yeah. Because again, it's like some people are like, is Damon Jefferson? Like, no, he's not.
No.
I incorporated elements of Jefferson's character into Damon.
Yeah. Yeah. Any scenes that we wish we could have filmed? I mean, the firewalk scene.
The firewalk
we
scene.
wanted to include.
Yeah. I mean, there's always moments that I just think, like, I wish the fire scene could have been bigger, of course. Although what we have is great. I wish I could have had the concert. Always wish I could have had the D&D scene, although how the hell would I make that work in a film?
Oh, we got that in
but like the Chloe playing with them
right.
bit. Like, there's just little things. Honestly, there's less in this movie that I wish we could have done than there is in What If.
Right. Well, it's a shorter game, so we were able to include more, which was nice.
Yeah.
Obviously.
The Nathan-Damon relationship came to be because, again, I wanted to have dual story arcs for Chloe and Nathan. And because we don't have Jefferson in our universe, Damon was a good replacement. And also, again, this movie has a theme of toxic masculinity, so I figured let's take the most chaotic, evil character of the film, connect him with Nathan, because Nathan is known to have contacts with Frank and his associates. And it's just kind of a match made in hell. Like...
Yeah. You were the DJ. You were the radio
I was the
DJ. Yep. Yes, you were.
My voice lowered about 2 octaves was the radio DJ.
Was it difficult to find adult actors to play parents and principal? Not at all. Not
all her.
Not even remotely.
She knows people. It's crazy.
It was harder to find some of the young actors, frankly. No, not a problem at all. A lot of people that I've worked with in the theater and directors that I've worked with and people that they knew. Yeah, wasn't hard. I already knew certain people that I just wanted to play those roles, and they thankfully agreed.
Having Rachel have a crush on Chloe from the beginning was just something I wanted to do. Again, because it's a shorter story, so I just kind of wanted to start from a little bit higher level and work up from there. I also just thought Rachel isn't really the type to hide how she feels about people.
Yeah.
So I thought it would give a little bit extra element. It would make it a little bit funny and awkward for Chloe to be like, oh shit, this person has a crush on me, and do I have a crush on them, and how does this even work? And like, I liked the idea of Rachel being very forward and Chloe being very withdrawn, and then in certain places they kind of switch roles, and Chloe's the one that is more forthcoming, and Rachel has to come to terms with how she feels.
Right.
But I wanted there to be a relationship between them from the start, because I just think it's there in the game. They just don't talk about it.
Right.
So why not just state it outright?
Yeah. Does Dawn have an IMDb? Yes, it does. You can check it out. Yep. Absolutely.
There is an IMDb for Dawn.
Yep, 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 yep. Puppy Pompadour. That puppy was so sweet.
That puppy was the best.
Yeah, that's a friend of Matt's. He had a new little puppy named Jolene.
Indeed.
And we got to film with her for a little bit. She was just super cute.
We honestly played with her much more than we filmed with her.
Quite a bit.
We wanted her to be in the truck the whole time, but it was just she was a puppy, so she didn't want to be. And I just decided it looked okay that she ran out at that point because why not?
It's fine. Yeah, it worked with the scene. We've talked about the fire. You can go back and kind of watch that. Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah, Matt. Honestly, she was a very well-behaved puppy. She just, didn't want to lay on the floor of the van the whole time.
It's okay. Yeah.
But it was great.
Was so good.
And for the record, I also want to say Matt came in clutch and actually had 2 or 3 different people that offered puppies for us to use,
really
and that was
out.
just that
was awesome. Definitely. Yeah, the little belt scene. Of course, we had to put that in there because it's sweet.
It's sweet and funny.
It's just one of those moments of oh my god, I'm 16 and I like this girl and I don't know what to do. And yeah,
it's really not meant to be any more than it is.
No.
It's just meant to be a cute, funny moment of Chloe realizing, oh my god, I like this person.
Mm-hmm.
And
where did we film the play scene? There's an arboretum, which is like a botanical garden.
Indeed.
In this area that we got to film at, and it was beautiful.
So fun. Connor also mentioned that he liked how the sun came down progressively throughout the scene.
Yeah, we really...
Happy coincidence.
We planned it a little bit.
Yeah, we did. We tried to start it right when we thought it would be perfect progression, but...
Yeah.
We finished, we wrapped that scene just as we got, the last little bits of sunlight.
Yeah.
So. Favorite scene? Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I really like the breakfast scene. I'm really proud of... And obviously, I really like the ending because that's all original, so of course I'm proud of it. But...
I mean, I would say the kidnapping scene.
Yeah, the kidnapping scene is the scene I'm most proud of.
It's really...
Because it
really solid.
I'm proud of it. It's more original.
Yeah.
But I also love the breakfast scene, the awkward, Chloe shoveling the pancake. And
waffles.
Yeah, the waffle. It's waffles.
Her
I'm
mom
sorry.
makes pancakes. You're right. The Ambers make waffles.
You're right. How dare I?
How dare you? What are the costumes made of? So my mommy made the costumes. My mommy played Mrs. Keaton. A lot of people have said that they enjoyed my mom. Thank you. She hates it. She thinks she did terrible.
She did an amazing job.
I'm glad she got to do something that was fun. We will get to all of those very long questions very shortly, I promise. But yes, she made the costumes. I purchased the base of them. So I bought dance unitards. And then my mom did the accenting and mask and horns and all the hoopla that goes with that.
All of those beads on Chloe's costume were sewn on by hand individually.
My mom hand sewed every single one of those on the sash. All the feathers she individually placed. And yeah, all those details. We're not trying to ignore you. There's just so many questions. Please don't be afraid to, send the same question a lot of different times.
Yeah, please keep sending your questions.
Okay.
The questions scroll by super fast for us, so we try to catch them all, but we don't. So we're not ignoring you, we promise.
Right.
We promise.
Okay, somebody has asked, 18 times, and thank you for asking it 18 times. How do you get into acting as your character? Specifically, what do you mean? Do you mean, how did I get cast? Do you mean, how do I get into character to film? Kind of specify that for me. She is a seamstress master. Yeah.
The person that was worried we were ignoring them, what did they ask? Can we find that out?
I would really have to dig. So if that person could just
whoever said that they were worried we were ignoring them, please send your question again and we'll answer it as soon as we see it.
Because you have an orange thumbnail and I'll notice it right away.
Yeah.
Cassie is gorgeous. You're right. That's just the truth. how did she come into the project? We did individual live streams with both Peyton and Cassie, and they talked about how they got involved. So go ahead and go back and watch those to kind of get their specific stories.
Oh, into character.
Into character. A lot of research. A lot of research about Max and the game and everything ahead of time. How did we get all of our actors? They came from a wide variety of places.
Yeah. Like
primarily they were mostly theater actors that I knew of. But we also held our public auditions and got some people from that. I'm very hiccupy. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. A lot of different places. There were a few people last minute, like Wells.
Yeah.
Was a really last minute addition. Someone that Greg
we
knew.
love him, though. He did such a good job.
Him. And I know a lot of you guys have, like, noticed and pointed out, like, he's reading off his script. He literally had not seen the script before he showed up.
He wasn't reading off his script.
He wasn't really.
He wasn't. He had no script in front of him. No.
Oh, well then he wasn't reading off his script.
He wasn't reading off a script. He had no script in front of him.
Oh, well hell, look at that.
I actually think he was trying to kind of look down his nose so that he would look more like he was being condescending. The framing Sarah through the mirror thing, thank you. I appreciate the compliment on that.
Yeah, I love how you did that. Why'd you decide to make Keaton a woman? I had an actor in mind to play Mr. Keaton, but it would have been a little too complicated to ask him, I think, and I wanted my mommy to get involved, and she played a great Miss Keaton. Yes.
What do we spend the most money on? Equipment, probably? And costumes?
Probably equipment and costumes.
The lens that we bought was pretty expensive.
Yeah.
The lighting. We spent a lot of money on lights.
We did. We got a nice gimbal that we'll eventually learn how to use because it's really complicated.
We also, I still don't think we got all the parts for that also.
No?
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I'll have to look into it more.
Oh, it's stupid. We did not gender bend Mikey. Mikey is a non-binary actor playing a non-binary character.
Indeed. I think the person who thought we were ignoring them is upset.
Oh no!
And I feel really bad.
Come back.
That somebody thought we were ignoring.
Do I have to go back and look for it?
Yeah, I'm just really concerned about this.
Okay. Somebody asked, you can answer this. Somebody asked, where do we get all of the cars that we use?
Oh, yeah, the cars that we use are a mix of our own cars, like, the car in the dream that is driving is my car.
Oh, I didn't answer that person's question because they're asking about future projects, and we're going to get to that a little bit later.
Okay. The car that's driving in the dream is my car. The car that Nathan and his dad are in is my parents' car. Mm-hmm. The junkyard cars are just junkyard cars.
He's not non-binary. Mikey is not non-binary in the game, but when having it played by a non-binary actor, of course we're not.
We don't
It's our choice.
Yeah.
It's our choice to make the character how
there
we want
wasn't a complicated artistic reason behind it.
No.
We just didn't want to force the
actor
to... Yeah.
I think Mikey is referred to as a male a couple of times in the movie.
Yes. It's just not something that
just a
non-binary we feel the need
actor.
to defend.
No.
The actor's extrem's talented. I've worked with them many, many times. I'll work with them many, many more. And
that same actor played Miss... what's her name? The teacher. The science teacher.
Yeah.
Miss Grant.
So
in What
it's
If.
just what it is.
It's the same actor.
Yeah.
You wouldn't guess that, I'm sure. But, yeah. Chloe was non-binary in What If. No.
No.
People can look androgynous and not be on the not binary spectrum. People can look a specific gender, and be on the
it's also
binary
okay.
spectrum.
I don't want to keep defending this.
This is a whole other thing that we could get into.
Yeah. Chloe. Okay.
So.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's okay. Yes. Sorry.
Yes,
Sorry.
Connor, it was just good luck that we found a car in the junkyard that looked exactly like my car. The funny thing is it doesn't look exactly like my car. It just looks enough like it, and it's destroyed.
I'm proud of myself because I found that car.
She did.
I went searching through the junkyard, and I'm like, wait, it's right next to a blue truck, and it's just perfectly smushed.
She did.
It was so fortunate.
And it was funny because it was there longer than any of the other cars, and then the day after we finished filming, it was gone.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
weird.
it was really cool. It's really cool. People are being so nice to me in the comments. Thank you.
The Rachel and Nathan telephone call. I don't know. I wanted there to be some kind of communication between Rachel and Nathan that hinted at the future. And also just show the contrast between Rachel sitting in Chloe's room and it being all bright and happy and changed, and Nathan sitting in his own room and it being dark and horrifying with sounds. So just to show the contrast between the characters.
When the door opened by itself, who was pushing it from the inside? No one was pushing it from the inside. I don't know what you're talking about. That door opened on its own. Yeah, that was an accident that it just turned out to be the right car.
The entire world was listening.
How did we find the junkyard for Dawn and What If? It's just a scrapyard.
Local scrapyard. Somebody asked if the entire world was listening, what would I say? What would we say? I would tell people to stop bickering over petty differences and acknowledge that we're all human and we have much bigger problems than who does what with their own decisions. And I would tell people to love each other. And
that's a really interesting question. At any point did you guys come close to maybe not doing this project?
Yes.
Yeah.
We actually didn't really plan on making a Before the Storm movie. And then we played Before the Storm and fell in love with it. And we decided to do it. That will not happen with Life is Strange 2.
We had another movie already like semi-cast and in mind. And
two things kind of happened at once. That project fell apart.
Yeah.
Because of many reasons. And we fell in love with Before the Storm.
Yeah.
And there was so much demand for it that we were just like, let's just do it. And it turned into something that we were extremely proud of.
Yeah.
We are done with adaptations now. We have another project.
Yes.
In the works.
Okay, so that's the big question everyone's been asking. You guys are going to make more of these movies, right? No, we're not.
No, we're done.
We're done.
We love you guys.
We're not done making movies.
No,
we're done making adaptations.
Yes. We love you guys, and we know you want more from us, but we have to... We are ready to move on to our original concepts. We have another movie in process right now. It's going to be amazing. You guys are going to love it. But we're done with Life is Strange for now.
Why won't you do Life is Strange 2? Because this is not who we are. We are not the adaptation makers.
We made these because I love Max and Chloe and I wanted to make this story. And I know it's going to make people mad that we're stopping.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. But I'm asking you to stick with us because the original content that we're doing is going to be amazing and it's going to be important and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And you don't want to miss out on it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely.
I never planned on doing anything other than Max and Chloe's story.
Yeah.
You know. And I've been making movies for 10 years. These are the only adaptations I've made.
But unfortunately, these are the only things that now people know us for.
I know. What I'm saying is, like, I just want people to understand that this is not what I do. I chose to do these adaptations because I love this story, but I'm ready to move on. And I'm asking you guys to stick with me, even though I feel like a lot of people won't. But the original content is going to be crazy good. I cannot believe the talent we have behind it.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Where can we find your other movies? They're not really online.
They're not. There will be. There's going to be a couple that I'm going to upload, but a lot of it is going to be my new stuff. Because you have to understand, my older movies were made on less of a budget than What If when I was in high school.
In high school.
Like, yeah. There's one that I really want to release. I want to release An Exorcism because I'm proud of that one. But even that one was made 3 years ago on no budget. Right. But it's still a cool little movie.
And Mads is in it.
And Mads is in it.
So you guys will like that.
But, yeah.
How old are we? We're in our early 20s.
I'm 23.
21.
Someone's asked you a couple times, how do you get into a character when you're acting?
I kind of answered that. Research and pre-planning.
Yeah.
A lot of people too are just asking if I'm gonna act and stuff in the future. Yeah, obviously.
I'll just say
I'm an actor first.
Yeah, we have a lot of things planned, a lot of movies planned, and you will see her in some of them if that's a reason to stick around, which it should be.
Did we ever expect the success of any of this? No.
No, never for a second.
Did I play contacts when I wore Max? No. No, those are my eyes.
Those are just her eyes.
Those are just my eyes.
No. We did not expect the success, and I'm terrified of losing it with the new original projects because
obviously we know we're not going to get the same response, and we understand that. But that's not what we're in it for. We were never in it for internet fame.
No, it's just that I want people to see what we're doing next, because what we're doing next is so crazy. Mm-hmm. And you guys, you fans of ours that like Life is Strange, I think will really like it, because the reason I chose Life is Strange to adapt, Life is Strange is because it has a lot of themes that I like.
Oh, I was blind as a bat without my glasses.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you were asking. God. No, I was blind. I was just completely blind.
Yeah, no, it was bad. My eyes are so dry, I can't read.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I know people really want us to make a Life is Strange 2 film, but it's just not going to happen with us. The plans that we have are set in motion. Mm-hmm. They have been for a long time.
And we also feel like it's not our story to tell.
Yeah. It wouldn't have the passion behind it that Dawn and What If did. I'm not going to make something that I'm not just as passionate about.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love Life is Strange 2. I am playing it ardently. I think it's great. But it's not my story.
Yeah.
And there's no real reason for that. It's not the characters. It's not anything like that. It's just, I'm ready to move on. Even if they made another Max and Chloe game, I probably wouldn't adapt that. Right. I feel like I have told what I want to tell, and I'm done.
Right. People are asking, are we going to be holding auditions for future projects? Of course.
Yes.
Of course we are. We have huge casts and a big lineup, so yes. Oh, yes. We'll always be looking for more actors. That's so sweet.
Indeed. Yeah, I've already talked to a couple. I've talked to one person, but I'm saying a couple people, so I don't give too much away. I've talked to somebody who's already kind of planning on making Life is Strange 2 into a movie, and if he does, he has my full endorsement.
And we will promote it.
Indeed, because he's incredibly promising.
Oh, oh my god, there's a foreign, I say foreign because of where we're from. Gross. I don't know exactly what country they're from, but there are a group of young men who are starting to make their own
Life is Strange 2
adaptation.
It looks really cool. I think they're really college students.
Yeah. And I don't remember the name of any of their
like
stuff
young
right
college
now,
students, like 18, 19 years old, and it looks really cool.
It does look really cool. Why did we take Elliot out of Dawn? Because he's a trash garbage baby.
Fuck Elliot.
Because he's a trash garbage baby and he's not worth screen time. Said it.
I love the new Star Wars films. And everyone can fight me.
Is there a stage fright factor with acting in film or on stage? I mean, yeah, anytime you do something for the first time, you're going to be nervous to do it, and especially with acting because it is so vulnerable. But I don't think anyone should ever let that stop them from doing something that they want to do.
Oh yeah, the music of Dawn. Somebody mentioned that. Olivia Heath made, I don't remember exactly how many, but a lot of original songs for Dawn.
Themes.
Yeah, the repeating themes, like the da 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 song that you hear in the background of a lot of Chloe and Rachel's scenes,
Mm-hmm.
that's her music. That was made for Dawn. They're all highlighted in pink in the credits. She's incredible, and the movie, she gave the movie such a grounding factor
Mm-hmm.
that I love.
Is that guy from Brazil? They might be.
We don't really know.
I tried to find out what country they're from, and I couldn't figure it out. So they might be from Brazil. I don't know. Sorry, there were other questions in here that I wanted to get to. Okay, kind of an interesting question that we're not going to deep dive too much, but a question about actors having like issues on set or with a script. You're always going to have a little bit of that.
Yeah, there are always things that we write into the script that don't end up in the movie because somebody wasn't super comfortable with it. And I want to be clear that when I say that, I'm not complaining, because that happens. Mm-hmm. I have a policy that I do not make anyone do something that they're uncomfortable with. So sometimes things change. And a lot of times I end up liking the way that things change more than I would have liked if I would have made them do it, because it's more genuine.
Yeah.
If you make somebody do something they're not comfortable with, you're going to get an uncomfortable performance.
Right.
If you just allow it to take shape based on what the person is comfortable with, you end up with something more genuine. Mm-hmm. So that's all I really want to say about that, I think.
Yep. Agreed.
And no, we're not going to say what scenes we're talking about or what things we're referring to.
No, because we're not going to call out our actors.
No.
Celine, absolutely there's a chance that you can be in our movie. There's a chance that anybody can be in our movies.
Indeed.
In the future. Obviously, we don't have the budget right now to fly people in and house them for long filming periods. We would love to someday.
Someday.
But
how do you audition? We'll put out tons of info about that. We'll always put audition info on YouTube now, too, because that's the only way some of you guys can see it. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Have you guys ever considered hiring animators or special effects artists? We've thought about it.
Yeah. Right now, we don't really have a need to.
We also don't have a budget to.
We also don't have a budget to. It sounds better to say we don't have a need to.
But let's be honest.
We don't have a budget for.
We can be honest.
The project that we're doing next doesn't really call for that yet. But someday it will, and when it does, we will cross that bridge.
Mm. Oh, it's very cold in Iowa right now.
It's very cold in Iowa.
It's almost winter. So, it gets chilly. I'm cold right now. Did the actors ad-lib much? A little. Yeah, a little. I mean, they very much stayed true to the script, and they did a great job memorizing lines, but they definitely made it their own.
Yeah.
Which was great. Oh, that's such a cool thing to remember. Yes, the actress that played Joyce is the director of the children's theater that I spent many, 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 many years in.
Indeed.
And I've taken classes from her, and she's taught me most of what I know about acting. So yes.
Yes, we do have the ability to do green screen effects, but I like to shy away from that.
Yeah.
It's just a personal preference.
It's hard to make that look real.
And I just don't feel the need really to do that. I like filming in an environment. If I can't find an environment that matches my script, I find something else that works. Mm. It's just personal preference. Mm-hmm. Craziest on-set story.
Craziest on-set story?
There really weren't a lot of like crazy stories. It was pretty. I mean, we lit a fire.
We lit a fire. We shattered a mug in Greg Holt's house. Let's see, what else do we do? Well, we pushed that van.
We pushed a van uphill.
In the snow both ways.
10 miles. Yeah.
Is David's truck the one that Mads drove in What If? No. That was the David actor's actual truck in Dawn, and it's a very nice truck. The truck we used in What If was like an old junker farm truck.
Agreed, the Joyce actress would have been great. I've always said one of my biggest regrets about What If is not putting Joyce in it. I really wish I would have put Joyce in What If. So I'm upfront about that.
But that's okay. Was it difficult to film the gunshot scene?
No, that was pretty.
So. It was pretty straightforward. I mean, just getting all the blood to look good. But other than that, it wasn't really a challenge.
The thing of the head being thrown back and the blood flying through the air.
So cool.
I was actually inspired by Mad Max Fury Road for that. There's a really short scene where somebody gets shot in the head and that effect happens, and I saw that and I thought, I want to do that. So that's what we did. Yeah. And it's probably something you'll see in my movies again in the future because it works.
Indeed.
And we'll just do it better.
Did you guys ever consider doing the funeral scene at the end of What If? No. Did you?
Did what?
Did you consider doing the funeral scene at the end of What If? Because
no, because
I
again,
didn't know you when you wrote the script, so I guess I can't say.
Again, like, it's one of those things that, like, if I had all the money in the world, well, if I had all the money in the world, I would have done the scene where Chloe is paralyzed. But if I had even more money than all the money in the world, maybe. But it just didn't feel necessary.
I like the way we ended it.
I do too. Yeah.
Oh, that's another instance of, like, coming up with a scene last minute. The ending of the movie was just supposed to be Kate and Max talking in the room. Yeah, and you and I came up with that ending.
Yeah, the epilogue and the note thing were all last minute changes. Somebody asked a question earlier that I think we missed.
Damon's gold teeth. If you've noticed, Damon has some gold teeth in Dawn.
I just thought it would look cool.
We bought them off Etsy.
We bought them off Etsy. I thought why? Them. No. Oh, no. Yeah, we got them on Etsy. There's a really, really great store for, like, grills and gold teeth on Etsy that if you're making a movie and you need anything like that for, they do a great job.
They do a great job. Custom fitting.
We got them back in, like, a week. Yeah, like, it was crazy.
It was really, really good. Even though he was shot in the end, his head is still intact. I mean, listen. We can only do so much.
I didn't even really intend.
We didn't intend for it to be a headshot.
No,
really,
he just gets shot and it just goes back. He has blood in his mouth.
It's not necessarily that he gets shot in the head. It's just the force of a bullet would knock you back.
But also, I don't have the ability to make it look like his head got blown off. Like, you got to just understand that there are just certain things I can't do.
Yeah.
And I thought it communicated the point well enough. I sort of envisioned it that he got shot in the chest or the stomach again, and it blew him back. But it is what it is.
Yeah. A lot of you are leaving. Goodbye.
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 Unicorn Frenzy, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so many of you are leaving. Oh no. Should we make our final big announcement?
Yeah, we have one more big announcement really quick before you guys go.
Please don't leave.
We have a really, really big announcement that you're just about to see. Like a huge announcement that you're going to see in 2 seconds.
Want to know what our next project is?
Yeah, do you want to know what our next project is? Because it's crazy cool.
Because we're going to tell you right now.
We're going to tell you right now.
Because we had our first read last night, and we want to tell people about it, and also we want to finish casting it. So, yeah. There she is. It's backwards, but there it is. It's Ingrid, the Woland Saga, Chapter 1.
The Woland Saga is going to be a multi-film series that I have been conceptualizing for years. It's our next original project. This is the first film in a multi-film series. It's going to be kind of a supernatural, like a horror thriller. We're kind of visualizing it as a modern folktale.
It's a modern folktale, and it's very socially conscious. It's very politically conscious.
Yes. No, we are not making Life is Strange 2. We're making Woland. Oh my god, I can say that out loud. We have been hiding the name Woland for so long.
For so long.
Yeah. So, it's horror films now, guys.
Back to horror films.
I grew up making
None
horror
of you
movies.
would know, but that's Carrsan's wheelhouse, is horror.
So, but like cool, socially conscious, dramatic, powerful horror films. Not just hack and slash, gratuitous nudity horror films.
No.
Will we continue to do like podcasts and live streams? We have ideas. It won't be monthly like this, but we're going to do at least a couple of these a year.
Oh my god, it feels so weird and good to be able to talk about things. Yeah. Are you two a couple? Yeah, we are. Hi.
She's the love of my life.
Because we're a production company and we want to make money now, we're going to start a Patreon.
Yeah.
So the live streams are probably going to be Patreon exclusive. To an extent.
To an extent.
Like frequent live streams.
I want to probably do like quarterly public live streams. So that would be 4 public live streams a year where we can talk to you guys and tell you what we're up to.
Indeed.
Then we'll have probably monthly live streams.
Marina, yes. It's the movie that is the name of a person and a person named Rose.
Yeah.
And the name of a place.
Yeah. Ingrid is not the name of a place, but it is the series that involves a character.
The Woland Saga.
Woland is a name and a place. Oh my god. You guys!
We can talk about it.
It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be
psychological thriller, not grindhouse slashers.
Yeah.
This is psychological thriller, folktale.
Doesn't mean it won't be
It'll be gritty and violent, but like realistically not. Let's just watch some murder porn for 2 hours. No.
It's gonna be so good, guys. The cast. We're announcing the cast.
Yeah, we're gonna announce a whole bunch of shit today on social media. So, will the far right cis men white men die? Yes.
In fact, that's gonna be a theme.
That's gonna be a theme.
Oh, if you don't think I'm doing.
Is there gay?
There is much gay.
There's so much gay.
Almost every character.
Every principal character is gay. Or
nearly
LGBT to some extent.
The film, literally the point of this series is to create a horror series built toward and made by unconventional actors and individuals.
We're so excited. Highbrow horror!
Now that does not mean it's all going to be happy stories about LGBT individuals.
No, it's going to be real stories.
It's going to be real stories. The idea is to make horror movies that you could cast anyone in, and then just purposely cast unconventional people, which Hollywood doesn't do.
Which is literally what everybody asks for, and then they get mad when LGBT people are not represented in a flowery way, and it's like, but that's not real.
I promise it'll all pay off. You're gonna like it.
Nobody, like, gets cancer and, like, falls in love and dies a sad, melodramatic death.
No.
Like, it's a horror movie.
It is brutal.
Yes.
And scary and sad and empathetic. I'm talking about the whole series and this movie, by the way.
Right. No, we never... No, because that's a while from now.
Okay.
We have Instagram and Facebook, and that is all linked below. So definitely go follow us and subscribe to this page because, baby, we're going for it.
The Woland Saga, Chapter 1, Ingrid.
Ingrid is happening.
It's our first original project.
So,
you guys.
It is a dream, Unicorn Frenzy. It really is. It feels like a dream.
It feels like a dream.
Characters of all ages, genders, sexualities, and backgrounds?
Correct.
Yes. Precisely that. Yay. Almost every live stream, Carrsan whispers to Shelby, and she's like, no. It's true.
Scroll up comment, somebody said.
Okay. What? Scroll up comment, please.
We're scrolling up comments. Ocean. We're looking for Ocean Roundtrees.
Ocean. Will you make a high school movie where there... No. Right now we're not taking, like, suggestions for things.
We have movies planned.
We have some movies planned.
However, if you're asking because, like, you want to be in one of our movies or something, there are characters of every age, gender, race. We're kind of writing characters that can be played by anybody, is sort of the idea.
Right.
So, if you want to be in one of our movies, you can audition. Doesn't matter who you are. It might matter where you're from because we'll try to get you here, but we can't promise.
But we're going to do our best. Mads and I are not starring in this.
Not in this one. No.
No.
Like, But she is involved. Mads lives in another country right now.
Yeah, and
like,
probably, I think, is planning to continue living in other
Yes.
countries.
I would love to get Mads in another project someday, but it's not something I can promise you guys because they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So.
They're being a world traveler.
Yeah.
Which is dope. When are the auditions for Ingrid starting? Very, 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 very soon, because we want to have it entirely cast in like the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We have the vast majority of the cast already. We just have a couple of like smaller roles.
This movie is a microcast on purpose because it's the first movie in a series.
Shorter film. It's going to be like an hour 15 max.
I was going to say 45 to an hour more like, but well, it'll depend. It's a
hour to hour 15, I'm guessing, by the time it's done.
Later films in the series will be longer, but this movie is meant to just be the first movie. It's the first chapter of the story.
It's an introduction.
So
yeah. What's the timeline looking for this? Well, a couple questions. Oh God. It's going to be filmed in April, so it's going to release maybe early fall of next year. That's still a little up in the air, but we're filming in April.
Yeah. And there will be cool stuff for you guys to see before then.
So much cool stuff.
Yeah, like...
Oh, hell yeah. We have so much freedom now.
And the thing is, too, even though, like, we're going to be doing, like, Patreon stuff and, like, stuff for money, trailers and, like, free clips and things like that will still go on this channel. So you guys are not going to be left in the dark.
Well, and again, Patreon is mostly for seeing things early. If you want exclusive access, if you want little detail behind the scenes that the public won't get. That doesn't mean we're like going off the grid and you only get to pay for content. No.
We're still going to do live streams every once in a while with you guys. You're still going to get to see all the really, really cool promotional shit.
Yeah. Are any of the people from Dawn going to be cast in this? Not currently.
Not in this one. That doesn't mean not in the future.
Right.
There will more than likely be a GoFundMe.
There will absolutely be fundraising opportunities because, again, the end goal is that we get to quit our jobs and do this forever.
Yeah.
And really commit to doing this for you guys, but we can only do that if we get paid for it.
And we're not trying to say we're trying to bleed you guys dry and be millionaires.
Oh my God, no.
But we want to be able to focus on this.
But we just,
for you guys.
We want to make a living wage doing this.
We're not entirely sure how Ingrid will be released as a film yet.
Right.
More than likely, it will eventually end up here or in some kind of public forum.
Mm-hmm.
But it will probably be released, because again, there will probably be some kind of early release for people that paid to see it.
Right.
And then it will be released to the public at a later. I can't really make a guarantee on that because that's far off into the future. Suffice it to say, if you want to see it, you will see it.
Mm-hmm.
There will be ways to watch it, for sure.
Eventually, we, would love to be able to pay our actors.
That's the goal.
But again, we need money for that.
The goal is to be able to hire people, then pay our actors, then break even, then eventually make money on it. That's the stages that we're working at right now.
Yeah. What would you say if A24 wanted to produce your movie? We would fucking die. That's the end goal dream.
A24 is like, literally A24 is like our Nirvana. Like, we talk about, like, oh my God.
A24. Every single film they distribute is solid gold.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
Huge fan of David Lynch.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, are we going to make a teenager? There will be teenagers in our movies.
Tons.
We're not, like I said, the movies are planned, but there will be teenage characters, for sure.
Is the male role going to be a female? The primary protagonist of this film is non-binary.
Every actor will be playing the gender that they are, regardless of the character's name or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be that we're going to take male characters and make them feel like this isn't an adaptation. This is an original series.
Right.
So it's no holds barred. Whoever we cast, whatever we do with it.
The actor playing Ingrid is non-binary,
yes.
And they are exclusively referred to as they, them.
Yeah.
except by the people who misgender them intentionally for the story.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Do you regret anything we did or didn't do with Dawn? I always wish I could have done more. I wish I could have done the concert scene, but we couldn't make it work.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I don't have many regrets for things we did or didn't do. I have regrets of
No.
things I would have done differently, technically.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes, we've seen A Star Is Born. Yes, we've seen Bohemian Rhapsody. Both amazing movies.
Yeah.
Loved both of them.
Not seen Castle Rock yet. I want to. So yeah, Ingrid, cast announcement coming
Today.
immediately.
Yeah. Additional casting call will go out, if not today, within this week. We are, for this one, probably going to cast a little closer to home. Just because of the speed of which this is taking place.
Unicorn Frenzy, I have not yet, but I have it saved. So I am going to read it.
Yeah.
This month has been insane with Dawn.
Yeah. And Ingrid,
But
which we can now tell
which
you
we've
about.
been secretly working on. But
We have been a company since October, and we haven't told you guys that because Dawn has been the priority.
Yeah. Long-term goals is to make this our job.
We just want to do this forever. We want to put it in film festivals, obviously, but our long-term goals don't even include like Sundance or.
We're not looking for mainstream success.
We're not looking for mainstream
We're looking
success.
for the ability to do this just and live off
want
of
to
it.
do this.
Celine, yes. What is my thought process when looking for personal traits of characters?
Interesting question.
I don't really know how to word that. Mostly I try to look at what I'm trying to represent through a character and through a story, and their traits just kind of come from that, I would say.
Carson, if you weren't a director, what else would you do with your life?
Nothing.
Accurate.
I was put on this earth to make movies.
I truly can't think of anything else that you would do. I mean, maybe you would just be a screenwriter.
I'd write books.
Oh yeah, you'd be an author.
Okay, if I had to pick a clandestine job, I'm really interested in psychology, so I would probably be some kind of psychologist.
Clandestine, 12 years of college.
What I mean is like a normal person.
Degree.
What I mean is a normal, like a non-movie making. Yes. Actually, I'd try to be a criminal psychologist and like study serial killers and stuff like that. If I had to do something normal.
That's kind of what Cassie's doing.
Yeah, but the reality is there is no. I make movies. I'm a filmmaker.
Celine, you have part of your holidays off work in April. What do you mean by closer to home casting? We mean people that are in Iowa or
can get here
in the Midwest.
This movie is such a microcast that it's like it would almost be unfair of us to ask people to travel state lines to play a small role in a short film.
I think there are only 4 more roles that need to be cast. Yeah. 1 is like a secondary and 2 are kind of extras, and then it's just like background roles.
There will be one familiar face in this movie. I won't say who, but they're going to recognize somebody from Ingrid.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah, you will.
There's one big familiar face in this movie that we just didn't remember to mention. But
Yeah. Correct. How long did it take to... Oh, God. How long did it take to produce and film Dawn? And What If? Filming on both took about 2 weeks. And then editing took... Months. And pre-production took months before that.
Yeah, about a year. About a year each.
This movie is coming out in less than a year. Indeed. Ingrid. Less than a year.
Ingrid is coming out in mid-2019, if not sooner.
So, we do not have Twitter.
We don't. I don't like Twitter.
We don't like Twitter. We're not into Twitter. Hey, audition anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
You do you.
Here's what I tell people. If you audition for a project, even if you don't get casted in this one, or even if you can't make it to be in this one, it still puts you on our radar.
It does.
And Celine, if you could get here, oh my God, we would love to meet you in person finally.
Would love to. Ingrid will be eligible for film festivals.
Yes. Ingrid,
all of our projects from here on out will be eligible for film festivals.
It's a big part of the reason I want to move on to original projects is because I want to get my projects out there in the film circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're not exactly pandering to the film circuit.
No. No. Yes, anyone who wants to audition, we're not telling you not to. We're just telling you your chances of getting cast might be
We don't want to break your
lessened.
hearts and tell you, like, yes, anybody can be in this, and be like, well, you're from Texas and you can't get here, so we can't cast you.
Mm.
We love when people audition. We just need to be upfront about the fact that we can't always afford to bring in out-of-state actors.
Right. Are we going to be looking for composers for future projects? Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yes, always, always.
Audition process will be posted.
Yeah.
On like Facebook, Instagram, and
it's
here.
It's pretty simple.
We'll put a link to the audition info in the comments. Or the, what am I looking for?
Description.
The description, thank you.
Well, but that's why we're trying to tell people. Just because we can't cast you maybe in Ingrid right now doesn't mean that we won't consider you later on.
I'm going to be honest. Ingrid is a short film. Ingrid is an introduction. And we're hoping to use Ingrid to get more funding for larger projects later in the series so that we can bring in more actors. Yeah. I want to be able to cast people from all over the world.
The second movie in this series is going to be a really big cast.
A huge ensemble cast.
Huge ensemble cast made up almost entirely of LGBT folk under the age of 20. We need a lot of LGBT teenagers for the next movie. So, keep that in mind.
And honestly, even if you can't get here physically, I mean, we might need people's voices. We might need photos of people. Like, if you want to appear in our movies in some way, shape, or form, we will try to find a way for you to do that. Mm-hmm. So don't lose hope. Right. Stay in touch with us. Right. We'll work with you.
Absolutely.
And if you've never acted before, audition anyway. I have cast so many non-actors in my movies, you wouldn't even know. Yeah. One of the principal people I have in mind for another movie in this series, Far Off, is somebody I've worked with before who doesn't act outside of being in my movies. Yeah. And they're incredible. Mm-hmm. So...
On a scale of 1 to 100, how raw and real will this movie be?
101.
I mean, there are, like, fairy tale aspects to it.
Well, yes. It's a modern folktale. But less Mother Goose and more Grimm Brothers. Yeah. No, but I mean, like, raw and real emotion.
Very
and
much so.
Violence when there is violence. Yeah. This movie pulls no punches.
No.
The horror movies that I like to make are the ones that don't necessarily make you jump when you watch them, but keep you up at night after you watch them.
Right. You look like Max Lady in Pokemon shirt. Well, I played Max, and I am wearing a Pokemon shirt.
So she is Max Lady in Pokemon shirt?
So I am Max Lady in Pokemon shirt.
We don't really cast anyone under the age of 18.
Well...
Unless
specified differently, which I just said we need teenagers.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like...
Again... Individual casting information will be put out with the casting.
The main thing is, what I'm trying to say is we make very rated R movies, so we have to be careful.
Right.
If we cast you and you're 16, we'll need to, like, hear from your parents and all that fun bullshit. Mm-hmm. But, like, you know, we're not trying to get anybody in trouble. So, no. Up to and including ourselves.
Right. Yeah, no kidding.
Elliot got left out of the film because we hate him, and I just felt like we could use Damon to show a lot of the same toxic traits, and Skip, just as much as I genuinely love Skip.
Just a little character.
Just couldn't fit him.
Didn't make any difference to the story, really. For certain roles, yeah, you do have to be LGBT to get cast.
Yeah. For certain roles.
For most roles.
For many roles. Because again, we're trying to do something different.
Because if anybody says, well, that's not fair, I'm sorry, there are 8,000 million opportunities for straight white guys to get cast in movies, and that's not what we're here to do. Sorry about it. Not sorry about it.
I know we're not doing this to say fuck you to people. We're really not.
We're not.
But I'm trying to do something different.
Right.
It is our responsibility as artists and as filmmakers to diversify and to show different sides of the world. And because we're not mainstream, we can do what the fuck we want. So, and we can give people something that matters, that it really matters. So.
Right. Right.
And yes, there will be roles for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
There will be roles for everybody.
Right.
But there are going to be certain roles and certain people that we cast that are strictly for LGBT people. We're not going to cast a straight person as an LGBT person in these movies.
No. Nope. We don't really have an editing team. It is us.
We're the editing team.
We're the editing team. Hello. We do everything.
Again, that's something that we'd love to bring in someday if we have the budget for it. But honestly, like, finding specific editors is lower on my list of things that I want to find. I want to find more production people right now.
Yeah.
Editing is something that we're still pretty capable of at this moment, but...
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mean that in like a pretentious, we're good at editing. I just mean like...
No, we just have priorities.
Yeah. Production is my priority right now.
Yeah. You can be a straight white guy and play an LGBT character. That's called acting. No, that's called all of Hollywood. And that's not why we're here.
Yes, we understand that straight people can play gay people perfectly fine. But
and vice versa.
The point is casting LGBT people as LGBT people because that doesn't happen enough.
Right.
The point is to give opportunities to actors that have probably missed out on opportunities in the past because they don't fit the general formula of who gets casted in movies. Every time that somebody calls an actor in one of my films ugly or too fat or too this or that, it's because they don't fit the regular bill of what people expect leading actors to look like. And I'm not in the business of pandering to people who expect their actors to look like Victoria's Secret models. And I'm not referring to anyone watching right now.
No.
But that is how I genuinely believe. And now that we're making original projects, I can speak candidly about this. That came off way too salty, and I'm sorry, but I'm...
No, it needs to. It needs to. Because that is an issue we've had with What If, especially. And a lot of the harsher criticism has been very transphobic and sexist. And it's gross.
And what it makes me want to do is projects like this.
Correct. Yes, Unicorn Frenzy, that. I'm not going to say what you said, but yes, that. Oh. No, well, Connor, we're not saying we cast ugly people.
I'm not saying I'm saying that these are things that we
cast
hear.
Unconventionally attractive people, and then negative, rude comments call people ugly.
Yeah, no, Connor, I'm not saying that... I'm parroting back what people have said to us.
Yes.
This is something we talk about a lot.
Yes, a
that
lot.
If you cast somebody who doesn't look like how people picture a leading person, they'll say, oh, that person's ugly. They're not. They just look like a normal fucking person. And it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But yes, Connor, I get where you're coming from. What inspired us to become filmmakers? This is just what I do. Like, I know it sounds
What
lame.
inspired us to become filmmakers? Well, you've done it forever. And what inspired me to get involved is everything that we've just been talking about.
How to become a team?
A lot of conversations post What If.
Yeah.
About things we believe in and things we want to do. Yeah.
Exactly, Mona. We want to cast people that wouldn't get cast in a Hollywood blockbuster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again, it's funny because I know there are people on our side of things that are going to say the movies that we're making about LGBT people are too dark and not, not positive enough. So it's not like we're really trying to pander to one side of things or the other.
No.
But I'm trying to make the movies that I make and cast them diversely.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. Fearless. No, it's not bad that you don't have confidence in yourself. Nobody has confidence in themselves. People just front like they do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have confidence in myself. I just believe in what I'm doing, so I continue to do it despite self-doubt. So no, it's not bad. You're perfectly okay.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah. How long have we known each other? We met during filming of What If.
Yeah. The relationship started afterwards, but we met on set.
Mm.
And yes, I'm sorry. I want to revise what I just said. You should absolutely find confidence in yourself, but it's not a failure to not have confidence in yourself.
Right.
It's just something you have to work through.
No more Life is Strange.
No more Life is Strange.
No more Life is Strange. Ingrid.
Welcome to Woland.
Welcome to Woland. This is where we are now. Yes. Woland.
By the way, hashtag welcome to Woland is going to be a thing that you guys are going to be seeing a lot. So if we could really get that shit started on Instagram, hashtag welcome to Woland on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag welcome to Woland on Instagram is something I'd love to get started. Literally just write welcome to Woland on a piece of paper and put it up and say hashtag welcome to Woland. Or make cool, creepy art.
Indeed. We're so excited.
We're so fucking excited.
So excited. Mm.
We've got symbols. We've got diverse mythology. We've got all kinds of shit.
And I feel like we are going significantly longer than normal, which is fine, because this is the last live stream.
Yeah.
So we get that.
How long have we been up?
Over an hour and a half.
Oh.
What? I'm just saying. Oh, Sam reading Catcher in the Rye is just a reference to the original game.
Yeah.
Max Caulfield. Max has a Catcher in the Rye poster in her bedroom. It's just a little subtle reference.
We're also pretty big Life is Strange fans. It's casual.
Indeed. Indeed. You didn't have to put quotes around movie. It is a movie. It's okay. You can say.
What is Woland? It's a place and a name.
We're so excited. Okay. So, I feel like we are in a good place to wrap up.
That's pretty much it.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook because we are going to be posting today. I'm yawning, sorry. About this. Including principal casting. And various other things. So follow us. Get ready for that. And yeah. We're excited.
We love you guys.
New chapter.
Welcome to Woland. Thank you guys.
thank you so much for being with us for the past 2 years. This should be our final note.
Yeah.
Because this is it. This is the end.
Like I said, we will still be doing occasional public live streams because we don't want to lose this. It won't be every single month, but this won't be the last time you see us.
Yeah.
We love you guys so much. This is one of my favorite things that we do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really fun. And just all of the love that you've all shown us.
It gave us
incredible.
the confidence to do this. It gave us the confidence to do everything.
Right. So, we really hope you'll stick around because we aren't going anywhere. So.
Love you guys.
Thank you. Bye.